How do you envision the city of the future? Current appearance of our cities is determined by world economic trends. Towns and villages started their rapid growth at the time of trade and product markets development, when people went to cities from neighborhood settlements to exchange goods. At that time, cities served as trading platforms. During the next stage of economic evolution, technology and equipment became major drivers of production growth, which resulted in development of manufactures. Urban territories with major manpower concentration were best places for launching manufacturing facilities. In its turn, establishment of manufactures and production facilities in cities favored development of local markets and resulting in further immigration from rural areas and decrease of urban population. After Industrial Revolution, impact of this factor significantly increased, and cities turned over into centers of population and capital concentration. For example, in Minsk, my native city and industrial center of Belarus, the population amounts to 2 million people, and it's 1/5 of Belarusian population, and retail turnover of Minsk amounts to the half of the retail turnover of the whole country. Such concentration causes overpopulation and related problems. For already 2 centuries, cities try to overcome those problems through improvement of infrastructure, transportation system, and ecology. Further evolution of world economy weakens influence on city of previously existed factors, but causes new factors which change appearance of modern cities. Development of transport and means of communication is one of the major new factor. Internet and related technologies make the face-to-face communication not necessary in trading. We can sell and purchase goods staying in any part of the world. We have access to appropriate information. We can communicate and take decisions distantly. Development of transportation network and capital flow systems eases transfer of goods and services, thus increasing level of living in villages. Development of robotechnics decreases demand in manpower and allows to open manufacturing facilities not only in densely populated territories. Influence of these factors change appearance of cities, make them more extended and spread over the broad area. For example, as for New York and Shanghai, it's difficult to define where the city areas ends and where the sub-area starts, as it has common transportation and communication network. Expansion of cities broadwise is also explained by intention of citizens to increase level of living and to live in ecological regions. This will be organized more parklands, more open areas and less asphalt areas. Thus, the above-mentioned factor eliminates borders between cities. Cities occupied larger territories and residential density decreases. Another important trend which influences future image of cities is the new philosophy of consumption culture, so-called share economy. This approach reveals irrational consumption and shared use of extra capacities. Such ideas of shared use as use of vehicles, trailers, working stations, houses are already widely spread. Due to this trend, there will be more public transportation and more cars available for lease. This will allow to decrease area meant for roads and parkings, as quantity of required public or leased means of transportation is less than quantity of transport means if they are private. This trend will increase green areas and positively influence on urban ecology. Rational consumption will modify appearance of buildings and constructions. I consider that buildings will be more usable and functional. There will be more constructions that could be used as common offices for cases when it's not convenient to work remotely. Or those constructions could be used as temporary hotels for urban employees. At the same time, people will live in suburbs and beautiful unpolluted areas, as in the course of transport and means of communication development, there will be no need to live closely to the office. I consider that the third important trend which changes image of cities is the simplification of migration and resettlement processes. Each year, due to the development of integration processes, the barriers which used to hold people in one city or settlement disappear. Borders disappear, standards and requirements become more unified, and more people all over the world get access to the world languages. People start migration and mainly choose not country where they would like to settle and work, but they choose city which they like and inspired by. This trend is strengthened by the trend of prudent use of resources, when houses and apartments will be mainly leased, and real property will no longer hold people on the particular location. Simplification of migration and resettlement processes will put pressure on cities and cause competition between the cities for the quantity of inhabitants. And people will choose where to stay in that city or move into another one. In order to win competition and get more population, the city authorities will have to do their best to make cities more comfortable, clean, ecologically friendly and suitable for living. The city of future, in my view, is no longer a densely populated territory, which differs from other territories in a level of residential density, but is a territory which infrastructure is managed by the administration named after the name of city. It's a territory with low residential density and a lot of wild nature around the human beings.